Yo, welcome to Buy, Flip, Profit. In this video, I'm going to teach you what I buy, how I flip it to make a profit. So, as you can tell from the thumbnail, I'm going to be recommending a few things that you guys can buy to flip on Vinted pretty easily that have good margins, easy to learn, and it's quite popular stuff anyway. So you should probably know a little bit about the products I'm going to mention today, which should hopefully help smoothen out the learning curve for you people, so you don't end up buying some bad stuff. So a little bit on who I am and why you should listen to me. As you can tell clearly, I'm the king of reselling. I obviously mock George Jefferson and AJ sneakers. Anyway, onto the real stuff. Me and my friend have generated over £20,000 in Vinted revenue, let alone this year. We have a community of resellers on Discord, and we also teach people how to resell on Discord with our course Resell Academy, which teaches the 7 principles of reselling. Additionally, we also own the best reselling software, ResellHub, which I'll be talking about more in today's video and giving you a few sneak peeks on a few discount codes you guys can use to help you start reselling. So I'm going to start off by basically being quite blunt and saying you guys have been lied to. Everyone has seen videos on TikTok of some people, George Jefferson, for £2 and resell them for 150. This just isn't really true. Whilst yes, this did happen in 2024, it's been ruined by TikTok and it's become so oversaturated that there's no money anymore in it. So people are literally buying dead trends and trying to flip them for a profit when the market's not buying it. No one's buying it for that price. Same with AirPods. We've seen loads of videos of AirPod vendors and things like that where they try and sell you fake AirPods that you can apparently flip for a profit. As you can see here, it's not going well for this guy. He's trying to sell AirPod Pros for £10. So obviously they're fake, and obviously they're not good quality for £10. These are not profitable items because they're far too saturated from TikTok and social media, and they're also really overhyped from social media as well. These are 2 examples of things that people think are good things to flip on Vinted for a profit, but in reality they're actually 2 of the worst things you can actually buy. So as you can see here, they're not profitable for the reason that they're far too oversaturated and overhyped. Here's also another tip. If you see TikTokers promoting and pushing products like Ralph Lauren or AirPods, if it's on TikTok, it's normally too late and the market's already peaked. But if you want to stay ahead of the curve and find out what's going to peak before it actually happens, join ResellHub. We talk about everything. I personally predicted the Ralph Lauren crash 2 months before it actually happened and started teaching people what to buy and what to stay away from. Ralph Lauren was a big red flag, purely because of all the hype on TikTok. So if you want to learn what to buy before it peaks so you can make the most amount of profit in the shortest amount of time, join the ResellHub Discord server, because we do live breakdowns of the market. We have a few AI powered tools that help scan the market and analyze it so you know what's coming up, so you know what to buy, because you can buy it for cheap before all the hype comes. Then when the hype comes from TikTok and it skyrockets by 200% in market value, you can just sell, and that's where you make your money. So you're probably like, yo Tom, what should I sell then? So here's what I've personally been selling the past few weeks, and I think that it's really going to peak, and there's a few reasons why I think this. So first of all, with the products, we've got Jordans and iPhones. So we'll start off with Jordans first. I personally think Jordans are going to pop off and do really well this summer, purely because they're not really that seasonal. Yes, some colourways sell better in certain seasons, but if you think about it logically, everyone wears shoes year round, which means that there's always going to be a demand for shoes. Now, the good thing about that is you can kind of expect some consistent sales throughout the year for different shoes. This is good and bad because I personally would say that it's better to have consistent sales year round rather than only making loads of money in the summer and nothing in the winter. I'd rather make consistent money through all seasons because that's better for cash flow. And again with iPhones, now Vinted have introduced their new electronics category where you can sell phones, iWatches, Apple AirPods, iPhones, MacBooks, everything. It's really popped off, and I think this is something that's going to pop off a lot more coming into summer and definitely into winter when people start catching on. But iPhones are a serious flip, and what I've also been doing recently is buying broken ones, either fix them myself with parts that I've bought off AliExpress and things like that, just cheap parts that I can quickly put in and then flip for a profit. Or even if you can't be asked doing all that, you can take it to a local phone shop, because I'm sure everyone has one in their town or city. Pay a little bit more for them to do it, but they get it done properly, and then flip it for a profit. And you can easily do that with an iPhone 11. You can pick them up on Vinted with ResellHub, the monitor, for about £40-50. Pay £30 to get the screen done, so that's at maximum £80 you're deep into the phone. And these will sell for 120 to 150 depending on condition, storage, if it's locked to a network, etc. But also, some more information on why these sell well. Everyone uses a phone year round. It's not like people only use them in winter. Same thing with Jordans. Everyone has to wear shoes year round. The margins are really good on these. If you use a bot like ResellHub, you can pick these up for super cheap and flip them. Depending on the phone or shoe, you can try to aim to make £40 to £200 profit each shoe. The market is pretty consistent. Things like phones and shoes tend to hold their value. Especially a nice pair of Jordans or a newer phone tends to hold its value quite well. These aren't huge items as well, so they're easy to ship and store. So you don't really need like a shipping container. You can just keep them in your bedroom if you have to. And yeah, they just hold value really well. So it's not like one day it's worth 50 and the next day it's worth 10. They do hold their value consistently. If you wanted a more in-depth breakdown of what we should buy and sell for what price, etc., like a what to buy spreadsheet, we do have one of those in ResellHub. So I'll leave a link down below. You can join the server, and I'll leave a link to the monitor as well. We're doing a huge update. We've got a course coming out, and we're upgrading the bot with more proxies and everything, so it's going to be super fast. It's coming out on the 20th, so if you guys go over and put in your email or your phone number, we'll notify you when it's dropped, and it will be sick. So here are some common mistakes I see resellers getting wrong all the time. Chasing hype instead of learning market value and demand. This is basically what I was talking about when I was talking about Ralph Lauren. Is that people will chase hype that they see on TikTok but not actually do any research on the market value. So people will take someone's word for it and say, oh yeah, this shirt's worth 40, when in reality the market value is about 20. So they'll lose loads of money on that. Ignoring size and condition for shoes, phones, absolutely anything. If there's a small hole in it, that's not too bad. But also, if there's a massive hole in it, that's bad. People aren't going to buy stuff like that. A rule of thumb, for me personally, is would I be happy if I received that from Vinted? If the answer is yes, then that wouldn't put me off buying it. But if the answer is no, then I probably wouldn't buy it, because I'm quite picky personally. I don't know about you guys, but some people are quite picky with their items they buy. So just make sure that you're not ignoring sizing and condition, because they are quite big factors for the resale price of a lot of items. Again, another example here is that kids XL will not sell for the same as a men's XL, just because there's not many kids XL that are going to have the money, first of all, to buy a nice shirt, like a nice Stussy shirt or whatever. But men's XL, these people are normally working people that have some money to spend on stuff like this, so it's likely that they're going to have a bit more money and the margin's a bit bigger. Also, people overpay on items like Jordans just because they think it's in better condition and they can get it faster. Doesn't mean you should spend all that money. You can't also just list it for hire. If it goes over the market value, you're going to be selling it for a loss. So these are just the three main things that I see a lot of resellers getting wrong, that if they tweak these things, they'll be profitable pretty much instantly in most cases. If you thought this was helpful or interesting in any way, you can either learn from me from these YouTube videos, or you can pay a premium and we have one-to-one mentorship, all the tools and bots you need in one subscription. It's all plug and play, and you can learn to resell the proper way from experienced resellers like me, like myself, people in the Discord, and also my business partner. If you use code SUBSCRIBE on the ResellHub website, you can get 50% off for your first 3 months, which is a huge saving. And all you have to do to get that is scan the QR code, pick the plan that suits you the best, use code SUBSCRIBE, and it'll knock off 50% for your first 3 months. Just again, that's code SUBSCRIBE for 50% off your first 3 months. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and at least got a bit of value from it. If you did, I'd appreciate if you subscribe, like the video, and also turn on notifications so next time I drop another video packed with free value,